I never lose. What perks are you running on Nurse? Nothing. No perks, no add-ons. I've been running Floods of Rage, Barbecue, Chili, Lethal, and Nurse's Calling. So you're running an all aura reading build. So I never really cared for Lethal Pursuer because I feel like if you just travel to the gens, usually like the furthest ones from where you spawn, it's usually easy to find survivors without Lethal Pursuer, I feel like. But I understand that Lethal now adds 2 seconds to other aura reading perks, so that is a lot better than it used to be, so I can see where you would get value out of that. I honestly don't really like Floods of Rage that much. Or I want to say I don't really like the things I don't like about Barbecue. The things I don't like about Barbecue is that, well, here's the thing. I mean, anyone running Distortion is going to counter aura reading, but see, okay, so like, let's say I start here, I'll check, you know, this far gen. I don't see anything there. So I see them already. See, I didn't need Lethal Pursuer to find them. I've already found them. This would be too risky of a blink, so I didn't take it. So that I was able to hit with my first. So now I'll position and then use the second one. I don't want to be like too overly ambitious trying to hit with the first blink. Alright, so let's say I had Barbecue and I hooked over here. I would see survivors that are, what, 40 something meters away. So I see like very far ones and know, okay, well, they're way down there at that gen. Why is this one injured? This is a TTV. I was trying to blink up the stairs, but it didn't work. The reason I don't like Floods of Rage is because you have no control of when it triggers, when it goes off. It has to do with when a survivor gets unhooked, plus it requires a Scourge hook. Now, it's better than Barbecue in that I don't think that there's any range on it. You just see all auras of all survivors. But I just don't like it because I don't get to choose when I get the aura read. So my aura reading perk of choice would be Nowhere to Hide. As far as I know, it's kill switched right now. But that would be the best if it was working properly. I don't care about Lightborn, no, because I feel like if you depend on Lightborn, you're never going to get good enough at countering flashlights without them, and you're always going to depend on it. So, it's not like how he was just shining his flashlight at me. I just looked the other way. I'm still walking forward, but I just turn the other way. Some people will look up, some people will look down. They can still blind you if you look down. I don't know why I tend to just look to the side and keep moving forward. You know, I just kind of look away like that and still walk towards them. I guess because in my mind, looking down, you're only seeing the ground, and also they can crouch and blind you, I think. And looking up, you're only seeing the sky. But if I turn to the side, I'm also getting visuals on, hey, maybe someone else is around. I don't know, it's just the way I naturally do it. Maybe there's a benefit that I'm not thinking of looking up or down. So that's like Lethal, Barbecue, and Bloods. And what was the other? You said Nurse's Calling. Well, there's somebody around that tree over there. Nurses is like, once good survivors realize that you have it, they'll just heal outside of your whatever it is at 32 meters, I think, or I'm not sure exactly what it is. 24, 32. I'm not even counting hooks right now because they're kind of playing like potatoes.
Yay.
Don't be afraid to get stunned by pallets either. Because like people think like, oh, I stunned a nurse with a pallet. Like, okay, so? Like, it doesn't mean you're bad if you get stunned with a pallet. I'd honestly rather just get hit with it and continue on the chase. Is she in here? Interesting. Scratch marks kind of vanished. Potatoes, yeah. Alright, so sorry, my throat's been like scratchy lately. I used to have a bad habit of kicking gens too much. I do it, I try to keep it to a minimal. Like, I did that one because I didn't know where anyone was and it was cranking, might as well. But if you had nowhere to hide, then you would see, like, someone hiding, you know, behind this wall or wherever they might be. So I would say a really good build, really strong if you want to be like sweaty, would be something like nowhere to hide if it's working for aura tracking. I overblinked that. Ultimate weapon's really good. If you just open a locker, you'll start getting people screaming. Plus, distortion doesn't counter it, so that's really good. If you have nowhere to hide and ultimate weapon, assuming neither are kill switched, then those are really two good tracking perks. And then I would add 2 gen regression, like definitely pop goes the weasel in its current state, because every time you get a hook, you just go kick the gen with the most progress. See, I picked up facing this way because I knew there was somebody who ran over here, and I think it may have been the Jill with a flashlight. The other gen regression perk I'd probably use would be pain resonance. So I'd use probably pain resonance, pop goes the weasel, ultimate weapon, and nowhere to hide for a super sweaty nurse build. You could probably change like ultimate weapon or one of them for corrupt intervention if you want to slow down the beginning of the game. Corrupt is really just good for quick swing instead of a lunge. So I did a quick lunge instead of the full longer lunge that would give me more distance. But the quick one's just like it beat her to the pallet. She didn't have time to throw the pallet. Corrupt would be for like slowing down the beginning gens for your first hook, because sometimes if the first chase is too long, you could lose 2 or 3 gens in the first chase. You find one person, you chase them, and they loop you pretty good for like a minute. Next thing you know, 3 gens pop if the team is efficient. I don't usually use corrupt. I mean, right now I'm not using anything, but I don't really use it, but I know like the comp players all use it a lot. 2 on death hook. Yeah, I haven't been counting the hooks. Right, so that one just went that way, but there's one that was over here, right? I lost track of her. So, the other thing is, The thing about aura reading for me, I thought she was gonna run this way. She double back. I'll kick this because I'll kick it because it has a lot of progress. Thing about aura reading for me is like, I want to be able to be good enough that I have game sense of knowing where to find survivors. A little ambitious. If I would have just not swung the first, that would have been a guaranteed hit on the second blink. I just swung when I shouldn't have. So I like to be able to try to find survivors without aura reading. But obviously, you know, if you have, let's say, nowhere to hide, you kick a gen and you see them hiding on the other side of the rock, like that's really good information. Plot twist will counter corrupt, I guess, if they got... Look at this! They're down to the last gen. What is this? It's because I didn't kill anyone. It's because everyone's been, like, too hooked. Well, there's one down there, two down there. There's two that way. And there's one over here going to this gen. I shouldn't have swung there either. I'm being a little ambitious with my swinging. I'm gonna go back to hook. Meet you there. And we'll just stay on her. We'll count to 10 or whatever. I wasn't counting, but wait out the endurance. It's probably good now, right? Oh, blocked. I feel like they're going to pick up Leon right now because he's slugged. That was a bad blink on my part. I kind of blinked into the wall instead of past the... Yeah, they picked him up already. I probably should have hooked him, but whatever. That chase went on too long because I made mistakes. But let's just get rid of her. I think she's death hook, right? Now they're going to reset, probably. Or rush a gen. Fortunately, these aren't too far from each other. Everyone's on death hook. Well, at least we made it a 3v1 at this point, because if there were 4 left right now, I would lose. Alright, there's one. Alright, he's done. He gave up. He wants out. Not even gonna try on the last gen. A bird just flew back to that gen right there, which means they were on it, and obviously it's cranking progress. This is a risky blink. I shouldn't have taken that second one. I should have just taken the stun. Oh, I messed up that too. Tried to flick through the wall. All right, let's go back to this gen because the other one's probably on it. See, that's the other thing you got to do is be sneaky. And if I would have done a quick swing there, I might have got that before the pallet, but I tried to lunge. Well, these survivors are definitely like running better than the ones in previous games. They're being more sporadic and unpredictable. Kind of. Do we look for the other one? Or turning off the live preview can help avoid freezing during live. Know when to stop chasing, basically. Well, yeah, that for sure, but also I was in the middle of chasing the Fang, yes, and then I just suddenly switched off her and went to that gen because it was unexpected. I don't imagine she'd be on this gen down here now. Probably trying to sneak in and pick up the other one. Or just wait for Hatch. There she is. So in this case, I'll take the hill. This is going to give me line of sight. Sorry, Papa Heavy. Yeah, because if I got too caught up in that chase over there with Little Miss Min TTV, that gen would have popped in a matter of seconds. But you also want to blink from a certain distance to where like you're just outside of the terror radius, so that when you blink in, you come out of nowhere. Like they don't hear you coming. They don't hear you approaching. Or they faintly hear your terror radius, they think you're far away, and then boom, you're suddenly like right in their safe space. I wonder if they were alive. Papa Heavy with no A in heavy. Let's just look real quick. Papa Heavy. No. Not live.